there we go. The countdown has begun. OGS STC is up by 1 game. Select has got to win 2 in a row in order to advance on. And here we go. Tall Dream Altar is going to be the map. And this will be the closing matchup for IPL 3 Origins Day 3 here in the northeast position as the Blue Terran. It's OGS STC. Give it up. And here in the northwest as the Red Terran is going to be Dignitas Select.
Let's see if Select can take the momentum away from the STC, but like you said, the task of taking 2 games away from this player who's only dropped 1 map the entire tournament.
Yeah.
So taking 2 maps away from him in a single series is going to be incredibly difficult. But the thing is, like I said, Select has got a build plan for here. Reaper Expand is a pretty strong build here. You can really force your economy really high, and at the same time, you can punish a greedy build like the OGS SC went for as well.
And I'll be curious to see exactly if we will see that out of Select. I think we actually saw it out of him in some earlier games too at IPL 3, where he actually went with more than 1 Reaper, and he would follow up with that. On a map like this, you know, even though you've got some good speed to get over there, you know, not necessarily likely, but I do kind of like that sort of standard follow-up that we're starting to see now. The Rax has gone down. Here for Select. On the other side, though, no wall off. We've got the refinery finished up already as the Rax is done. So STC going for a refinery first.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate for Select because he's scouting in the incorrect way right now. So he's going to get there last. The Marine's going to be there. He's not going to be able to get in to see the gas timing. And it looks like the OGS MC, I'm like getting tired. The STC, it looks like he's going to go Cloak Banshee here. And this may be difficult to stop, especially if you're going to go Reaper Expand or a build similar to that. So we're really going to have to see how Select prepares. But he's not going to be able to scout it, which is the most difficult thing of all.
Right, and there is the tech lab. So, Paulo, I think you're absolutely right as far as what we're going to see. And, you know, even more so, he still is in the dark about where his opponent is. And even though we have not seen the scout come out here by the STC either, you know, this is going to be unfortunate for Select as the tech lab finishes up and Reaper #1 is on the way.
Well, Reaper #1 will be able to go ahead and scout into the base of the STC. So he's going to be able to go in and scout. That's the thing. But will he be able to get into scout? That is the question. The Marine may be able to stop it. Depends how many Marines he makes. Where are they positioned? And if he does go into scout it, well, actually looking at it here, it doesn't look like he's going to go for Cloak Banshee because he hasn't taken the 2nd refinery. But at the same time, he will be able to scout eventually, depending on the Marine's positions.
And Reaper is out. Also just got word that if we do get done soon enough, we will be having another live on 3. I believe it'll be over in Valleys. So we'll let you know at the end of the match or the end of the night. Oh, it's going to be here, apparently. So excellent. All right, great.
God speaks to us, man. He tells us it's in here. So the Reaper's coming in now, and the SCV is killing a lot of stuff now. It gets a bit of scouting vision, but is he going to see the gas? He doesn't get the gas scout, which is the most important thing here, and that may even trigger Select a build in Engineering Bay, a turret.
Yeah, and that is an answer that he absolutely wanted. Apollo, and there we already have that first Banshee on the way out right now. He did not see the 2nd gas, so he's unsure about what could possibly be coming. But when you're already down 1 game, don't you have to be safer than sorry? It's a really, really difficult position to be put in.
Yeah, and there's the early Engineering Bay as well. The usual timing of it is about 5:45 to 6 minutes. It was thrown down a little bit earlier than normal because of what he didn't scout, I suppose you could say. 3 barracks added on though, combat shields as well. Combat shields makes a big difference. And then we are going to have a single Banshee out anyway, but without cloak. The combat shields though, the Marines will die in 3 shots, so it's going to be a lot harder for the STC to start picking off these Marines.
And Banshee is about ready to complete on its way over. Following up along with the Banshee, we're going to have a couple of Hellions making their way in. It's only one, well, there's only the Reaper inside this bunker right here. And I'm that's not going to be a whole lot to be able to stop these Hellions. There's only the single SCV, and there is a missile turret going down. As it comes in, the Banshee's going to easily be able to take out that, and no, it's going to get up. Oh no, it doesn't.
It doesn't get up at all, and now the Hellions are coming in as well. They're going to be able to go around the back, though the supply depot will be able to get lifted up, but at the same time, he's going to be able to focus down onto that turret, even pick it off, and the Banshee's going to be able to complement this little army here for the STC. And
yeah, the Banshee's going back and forth. We do see that missile turret going down. We'll lose both of the Hellions, but now the Banshee can make its way into the main, possibly pick off a couple SCVs. Doing a great job here, working on this tech lab too, which is researching STEM and could put Select a bit behind on his tech. Doesn't look like he's going to have the opportunity to do that though at all. Just happy to be picking off as many Marines. Only ended up getting 3 kills there, so I feel like Select did handle it quite well.
Yeah, really nice control there from the STC, though. The Banshee controls really well. Equally, the control from Select was pretty good too. Now we have double barracks. Well, double barracks with reactors now been added on, and he's building medivacs. He's got Stim on the way, so we're seeing this non-tank style once again here. And over in Select's base, we do have a factory just now starting. Stim is not really that close from finishing. He does have, because of the early engineering bay, he does have that early +1 attack, which will definitely help out.
Over on the other side now, we do have the Banshee getting repaired up as he'll be sent back out to battle. Select is being very diligent about making sure that he has vision of the towers, which is also going to be important. Doesn't really have vision of really the north side of the map. And with this medevac out, there's potential here from STC for a drop. He's got a bunker at the front. Looks like Banshee does clean up the 1 Marine here at the North Zelnaga Tower, and he could possibly go in yet again. I could see him actually doing some good damage as he's going to move out here with this little force that he's got.
This is such a good timing to hit right now because he knows that Combat Shields was first, not Stim, so Stim is later. He knows the tech is delayed. So these medivacs are going to make the world of difference. They're basically Marines versus Marines. The Combat Shields, though, have not been done for the STC. So that is an advantage for Select here. But the double medivacs that are now on their way, they're going to heal the Marines so fast.
Yeah, and just getting more damage done in the back, up to 7 kills now. A lot of the Marines have moved out of position. There's none inside the bunker over here, and that means that a bunker could go down very, very quickly. The Banshee's just going to go ahead and juke its way around the northwest side of the map. And look at this, 5 Marines are going out here, and I don't feel like Select can even lose these Marines. The STC can move forward, take all of them out, and he will already be at a big advantage. And there he stims to try to pick off another one, and he can siege from the low ground here, elevate up if he needs to. I feel like Select just had a red alarm go off, and the Banshee's coming back into the main.
The Banshee is relentless. It's coming in again. 4 very hurt Stim Marines are not going to be able to pick this Banshee off. Really good control, consistent harassment. And as you said, he will be able to siege up on that lower ground. He has a tank out now. Hasn't quite got siege tech yet. And when he does have it, the Banshee does go down, so that is a win for a Select there. And he does have double medivacs coming out compared to the STC, who is only making single medivacs for a while. So they're actually equal at this current time.
So a lot of Marines sending on over. Supplies definitely ahead, or in the lead is STC. And here we have another potential engagement. Oh, medevacs. Oh my gosh, 1 medevac going down, but it'll catch the Marines right in the middle. Run him all the way back home, and we still have a few more on the way over, so he does miss and lose that 1 medevac over right outside the base of Select.
And Select still in a very defensive posture right now. He does have siege tech on the way. He has a bit of an upgrade advantage. His +1 armor will finish a good minute before the STC's upgrade. More barracks being added on here for Select, and he's going to be able to slowly take control of that Zelnaga Tower, which is extremely important with these spawn positions. That North Zelnaga Tower is going to be contested over the entire of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important, and even though Select has the one down in the west side of the map, this can tell you how long you have as a force moves over. It can tell you when they're trying to take control of that middle. There's a lot of things that tower can certainly give you, especially from Select side, as he is being basically having STC attack into that particular base. And now we still do not have siege done, but it is halfway completed here for STC, so he could decide to do exactly what we had talked about earlier, which is siege on the low ground, and he's just not ready to deal with that yet.
His army's just so much larger than Select's right now. It's 86, 87 army supply versus 63. The double factories as well is a lot faster than Select, so he has double the amount of siege tanks. The Marines are lower as well, and Select has got a third command center, but if you can look at it, it hasn't killed the rocks yet, and it looks like as the STC is trying to get into good position.
And here the tank 1 goes down. Tank 2 was not even sieged up yet, and there are just so many Marines here. There is a tank on the low ground, but the scan reveals it, and he's not going to push in and try to force the issue here because he knows that he can just attack from the low ground with the tanks gone. There's nothing that Select can do about this.
And this third command center of Select is so useless right now. The only thing it's going to do is to start kind of short distance mining from this third base. But he's lost his natural, and not just the minerals, he's lost the gas as well, the reinforcements, and like I said, that Zalnogatau is the key thing with these spawn positions, and Select is looking so far away from regaining it.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, it looks like most of the SCVs that are coming out here are dying. We do have, of course, the rocks cleared out, and now he's trying to get that base up as quickly as possible. But of course, this being in a game where the same thing has already happened for the STC. Now does look like he might come in for a potential flank here. He could get sped up pretty nicely. STC does not have vision of this quite yet, but it looks like this one Marine heading over, if he gets vision of that tower, which he will not, because it's a 1v3 fight. You know, the supply is just still so far ahead for the STC. 1-1 for him, 1-1 for Select, but +2 almost done for the STC.
Yeah, Select is dropping towards the third base, though. He needs to do something like this. When you're contained, you have to drop, and the STC's defense is not up to par right now. And at the same time, though, he's just going to jump on top of Select.
Yeah, and he jumps. He knows that he's got more units. The drops will spread him even thinner. The siege tanks have gotten much closer. He's got a Marine advantage, and now he's going to be moving over. That drop now is going back into the main, or into the northeast third here. He might take out a lot of SCVs, but look at this army moving around. You know that its eventual target is going to be this third that is pretty well supplied by SCVs. I don't think the tanks are going to be there early enough to, and the scan's going to reveal that the 3 siege tanks will siege up.
Once again, he's got better position over Select, and it's very hard for Select to do something. He's going to try and drop out of this contain once again, as that did achieve a lot of damage, but it was cleaned up by the reinforcements of the STC, and he's going to just crawl over to this third base, and this is so difficult to Select to engage into.
It is. All the Marines just sitting right over here. We're seeing the orbital take a lot of hits. He can't really attack from the back. The siege tanks count for STC is much higher than his opponent. Looks like we've got another medevac heading over to try to disable this third, and he will manage to get some damage done there, as I don't see a whole lot. There's one missile turret being constructed here, and it seems like it is only a matter of time as it has fallen. And Select is having a hard time staying alive.
Select's third command center got blown up. He didn't even lift it up, so he's lost that now. He's going to come around and potentially flank this army, and he's in a lot of trouble. He's dropping into the main base, doing a lot of damage, actually. Has killed equal amounts of SCVs, even more now. But the STC has absolutely fantastic position on Select on this natural here. Yeah,
and again, Select is not sieged up and ready for that battle. Although a lot of SCVs were lost over here, the Marines getting in a nice little position. Looks like we have another drop going out.
This drop is so good. It's doing so much damage. The main, the third, hopping between both, but it's going to finally get picked off here. But it did do a lot of damage and brought the supplies relatively close again. The thing is, though, that if Select moves out with a large chunk of his army, which he wants to do, the SEC can just go and charge his natural. He doesn't have that many tanks to back it up, and Select's got advantage here with the position.
He does have an advantage. The scan is going to finish up. However, it also means that STC knows that his army is going to be very, very far away. He responds by loading up 5 medevacs, going to drop it inside the main with a bunch of Marines, and a lot of stuff is going to go down here. The reaction is going going to take a long time to get done. And here come a lot of Marines, but they just might funnel into death here. The tanks are not sieged up.
The upgrade advantage for the STC because he's had a better economy. He's going to clean up all these tanks, and Select is really on the back foot now.
Here comes the rest of the army from the STC, eating them alive from the inside. Also moving in Select, trying to get any unit he possibly can back here. And it looks like STC is going to force another GG out of Select. It will be a final battle inside the main, and the tank seized up. Nothing he can do. Select says GG, and OGS, the STC, cleans it up.
The STC